internationally respected author, artist, educator, spiritual intuitive, medium, and oracle expert. Her best-selling books and oracle cards are published worldwide in 27 languages. She's the founder of Oracle School, a global online learning platform with students in 35 countries where self-empowerment, co-creation, and ancient oracles meet in a modern, contemporary way. Colette is also the creator of the energy psychology technique InVision, the Total Mindset Process. Her newest book, The Art of Manifesting, a meditative drawing practice to rewire your brain and create your reality, which she co-authored with Anna Denning. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Live the Glamour Chats. I am here today with Colette Baron-Reid. You're an author. So many different titles. I want to jump right into it and get started. Well, I always say just start with how it all began and, where you came from and how you got there to this point now.
Sure. Okay. So most people know me as a metaphysical author, and I am most known for my 19 oracle card decks that were bestsellers. I have over 2 million decks sold around the world. This particular deck here, Wisdom of the Oracle, is the one I teach with. So I'm the founder of the Oracle School experience and a whole bunch of other things that I do. But I'm also an artist and a former recording artist, music artist on EMI, which is now Universal Music. So I am like that multifaceted creative person. But how I got into the way I got into everything was through a really weird thing. Like I grew up, my parents were immigrants. I'm Canadian. They came to Canada after World War II. My mom was German, but she was actually Polish. Her parents were Polish. But her father was French, that we know of, because he wasn't on the birth certificate. Anyway, so they came to Canada. My dad was Serbian. It was called Yugoslavia at the time when he came over, and they came to start their life over again. My dad was 50 when I was born. My mom was 20 years younger than him, and they anglicized our last name. My dad's last name was really Bogdanovich, but because it was kind of funny because King Peter was alive before it became a socio-democratic republic, they had kings, right? And because Canada loves things like queens and kings and stuff like that, so to be a baron means that you probably have extra goats so you can pee off the side of the mountain. That's what I'm saying. It was not a big thing, but it sounded really good. So I really think because of that, we got into, because it sounded very like titled,
right?
We got this WASPy private school for mostly, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant people, right? And we were not that, okay? My dad had such a heavy accent, but they were Baron Bogdanovich, so it sounded really good, right? Meanwhile, I don't know, okay? Sounds fishy to me, but they bought it, hook, line, and sinker. So, so he developed, really amazing business, as he was phenomenal and interesting person, my mom too, but they also came with something that I inherited. My dad's grandmother was Mongolian, and actually he loved to say that he was a direct descendant of Genghis Khan, and that therefore so were we. So now they all say that that was actually a thing that you said because Genghis Khan was like a god to all those people and to the Mongolian people. And so in my dad's family, way back when, because in the 1800s, they were horse traders and Mongolian horses, that was the thing. And somehow my great-grandmother came with the horses. Oh. Go figure, right? She was probably 15 or 16 years old. Wow. How long, figure that one out. And the story that I do remember my dad told was how she would spit at the back of the church. Because they were shaman, right. Buddhist shamanic, and she knew things, right? So she taught my dad how to read, how to know spirit animals.
And wow.
A lot of the Mongolian viewpoint also interfaced really easily with the Serbian. So why am I bringing this up? Because I was born with the ability to see things that I shouldn't, know things about people that I wouldn't know about, and from a very young age. And the first time that, and I was uncomfortable because I didn't understand it.
Naturally,
and my parents wanted me to be a lawyer, and also be really normal.
Yeah,
Hey,
two totally different sides.
not happening. Anyway, so we were in our little girls' school, etc., in little uniforms, and with all the little rich kids, and that was really good. My parents believed that would make us safe, but I wasn't from myself. So I had these dreams when I was a little kid, like between the ages of 3 and 5, and my mom told me only 20 years later what it meant, but I did know that there was something wrong. So I dreamt of this really dirty giant room with a skeletal looking man crying at a table and a pile of teeth. And I knew there were teeth, right? Because I had a tooth at that point. I was a little kid, and like a pile of little twinkly gold things. And then this big long lineup of like kind of naked people. And I didn't really see naked people. My mom was a nudist, so she wanted to clothes them, but my dad not so much. So I was like, those things there, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa. And it was stinky. It was like really stinky. And then I saw like snow that looked gray. And I was freaked out. And I looked like they were being pushed in an easy bake oven.
Oh my God.
Because I had an easy bake oven,
right?
So I told my mom, because I'd cry in the middle of the night, and but she didn't want to pick me up. Usually she'd hold me and curl up with me. That was the one dream. And we register that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, especially at that age.
Right. You just know something is wrong with this. Right. And she didn't comfort me. So and then they stopped. But it was until when I got into, I'd say, kindergarten, they weren't there anymore. But other things would happen. Like I would just know something that I thought somebody told me. And I would say something and they'd say, well, how do you know that? I went, well, didn't you just tell me? And they go, no.
Wow.
I'm like, okay.
Right. And you're little, so you're not, you know.
Yeah. So my nanny, her name was Mrs. Kelly. She was a Scottish nanny. And she had a really heavy Scottish brogue. And I used to be able to say it like joking, but we're not allowed anymore because of whatever. I know we're not allowed, but that's okay. So, but if you can imagine a Scottish accent in your head, she would tell my mother. I remember sitting on the outside of the dining room. We had one of those swinging doors. And she told my mom that I had the sight, right? I had the sight. Now, my mother was freaked out. She goes, no, that can't be real. Right? And so I thought that meant I didn't need to wear glasses because I was the only person in the family that didn't need glasses. So I was like, well, why are you upset that I won't wear glasses? Like, I did not understand that. I mean, Mrs. Kelly was a bona fide psychic. When my parents would leave the house, she'd have all the little lady friends over to read their cards.
It's funny because you had this all around you.
All around
from
me.
A very little.
My mom was like that,
right?
But never, and my dad taught. So my dad came from this, but it wasn't done. Like his whole family had this ability. They read Turkish coffee cups, like all that stuff. But he was an engineer and a scientist and all this stuff. And like you don't do that. You just do it for fun. But my mom told me. Actually, not my mother. Both my parents died when I was in my early 30s. Very tragically because my dad lost all the family's money. But at my dad's funeral, their oldest friends were still alive, and they said, you come after your father. And I went, what do you mean? And she goes, don't you know what happened? And I went, no, your mother forbade him. He went into a trance at a cocktail party and when he was reading people's cups, because he used to do that in their early marriage. And he told these people they were having affairs with these other people in the room, and they were there hearing it. Their spouses were there, and he doesn't remember saying a word. And there was a huge, horrible fight. And my mother told him if he ever did that again, she would leave him.
Wow.
Not allowed. But I didn't know.
Right.
I did not know. So I came to this really from my dad. So he taught me how to read Turkish coffee cups when I was 14. And like my mom didn't really know, but she was but he said, like, you're going to law school, but you can learn how to do this, but don't do that. Right. So it's kind of like do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
So I started having a problem with drugs and alcohol when I was in high school. And so I just want to say too, for your listeners or watchers, that I am almost 40 years clean and sober.
Oh my God.
I'm 67.
Incredible.
I'm 67.
Wow.
So and I always say I got pickled. I know I look young, and it's like funny because
you do.
My parents, they look so young, and I swear to God,
like you do.
Pickled.
Because
I digress. So how I came to this was two ways. One, I had an ability. So just because you have a psychic ability does not mean that you are spiritual. Let's make that clear first. You have an ability to read people. You have an ability to tune into information that is available to all of us because we share consciousness in this universe. We share consciousness. So some of us can just go past the boundary and go, whoa, look at that, boom, boom, boom. And but that does not mean that we live spiritual lives that are good, or that we are good people, or that we are moral, right? It has to come separately. When I got clean and sober, I mean, I have so many stories. We don't have enough time because
I love this. I love it.
Stories for you. Yeah, but I'll pass. Okay, so fast forward to. So when I was like in my late teens, I became really obsessed with old books on divination because I was fascinated. How does this work? How come I can do this? How come I can see this? And then I had already had a drug and alcohol problem and was also in the music business. I quit law school. I never wanted to do law anyway. I just wanted to sing and do music. And so I hooked up with a very wrong crowd in the music business and got, that was when we were smoking cocaine and snorting coke and all that stuff, when it wasn't addictive, apparently, they told us. And I got into a lot of trouble. So I had already dabbled. People called me 411. If you ask Colette, like, because I could see things, but that wasn't healthy. So when I got sober, I devoted myself to a spiritual path. I really feel like I got a second chance at life. And so it became all about my faith. Now, when I say faith, I know people in America equate faith with Christianity, evangelical Christian. I am not that. I was raised a Christian, but I got a big surprise when I was 25 because my mother I had worn this beautiful cross. I was Anglican, which is like Catholic with no pope, right? That's it. Same thing. You get baptized, you got the whole 9 yards just with the pope. So I think I missed out, but whatever. So when my mom had too much to drink, my dad had lost everything. And I was wearing this beautiful cross she had bought me. She goes, take that off. And I said, why? Because you're Jewish. And I went, what? So, well, apparently I'm not, because your mother has to be Jewish. And her mother was not Jewish. Because I did all the genealogy tests after I was losing my marbles. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Right. And so my grandfather, her father, was killed in a concentration camp. He was part of the French resistance movement. My father was killed by a bomb. He was told he was her dad. He came to get her. She was staying at this Christian family's house who took her in to hide her, because you can't have one drop of Jewish blood. You would have gotten the camps, little kid, right? Just one drop. That was enough. So the father came, and her now adopted parents told him she was dead. They shoved her in a closet, and the SS was coming, and they picked him up at the door.
Oh my God.
They followed him. So she said, oh no, she died. Ava died. So my mother has a memory of her father being picked up at the door, who she believes is Jewish, right? And also the French resistance movement. He came to get her to bring her to France.
It makes sense. Yeah.
So when I did the DNA test, however, I don't have any Jewish or like Ashkenazi, but apparently he was Sephardic and they don't test for that. So, but I understood now my mother, the guilt she had and whatever, and she raised us Christian. I'm like, too late, Mom. I'm with this. But this is very interesting. So I'm I make a joke now with my Jewish friends that I'm Jewish on demand. Because it's like, okay, my grandfather, but you're supposed to have, your mother has to be Jewish, but her mother was not. So I had to piece that all together.
Yeah.
I have some Jewish blood in me from the past. So that made for a very interesting thing, because then she said, your dream was likely your grandfather being killed, and the SS officers would remove the teeth with gold and take the gold before they gassed the Jews.
God.
Or the Romanis. They were not the gays, Romanis, Jews, also Slavs. We were also Slavic, right?
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. But you had this like premonition, like a dream.
I saw it. I dreamt about the past. It's called retrocognition. Yeah. So anyhow, that never was supposed to be my career. I kept pursuing music, but I'm sober 2 years, and I start getting into the manifesting thing, hardcore, and coach for my friends. I was like, and they said, you should make money with this. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. So I started doing readings. I actually started as an aromatherapist, and I picked up stuff from people.
Huh.
And then like when I touched them, I'm like, oh, your stepfather was named Frank and he
No
molested
way. So
you.
you like
Yeah, it
started
was
to
just
just,
so boom. So boom. And I'm like, oh wow. And then people didn't want, because a massage, they were like, can you talk to me? And
oh, they didn't even want to.
no, they didn't want me to touch them. Like, can I smell the bottles and can you do your reading? And
Give
that's
me
basically how I started taking it seriously. And then the rest was history. The first 6 years I did readings, I mean, don't forget, we didn't have internet.
no, there's nothing. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no cell phones. We had payphones,
Yeah.
newspapers. I word of mouth and people giving my number out in bathrooms, in
Wow.
tables, on airplanes, whatever. And by the end of 6 years, I had at least one client adding up to 29 countries. People would fly to meet me. It was weird. And I kept saying, I don't really do this. I'm really a singer.
That's insane.
How
That's
weird.
absolute. I mean, it also is, it was like you're calling no matter what. I
Yeah,
mean,
and I didn't want it. I was like, call
yeah.
somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm hanging up the phone.
Was
Like
it
I
was it
this.
frustrating to have people ask you, like you're doing one thing and now all of a sudden they want to read. I mean, I'm sure it has to be maybe overwhelming. I don't know what
Well,
the word is, but or
I think
unless you felt like it was part of what you did.
I think it was supposed to happen
Yeah.
because I had all the doors slammed in my face in the music business, even though
Mm.
I was really talented. And one day when I gave up, I was 40 or 39 actually, when I decided to do a really high level meditation CD that had never been done before with
Mm.
this new age artist. And I thought, I'm going to do a chakra CD. No one had done. We went to number 1 in Canada.
Oh,
Um, and the head of Virgin Records heard it. There was one song on the end. They heard me sing. It went to EMI Music. I had done all these vision boards all these years about Capitol Records, which was EMI. I
yeah,
picked it. I knew it, and then nothing happened. And so I just gave up, and then it happened.
of
So,
course.
but I wanted to go to bed early then. I didn't want to go sing in bars. I want to be in bed
Right.
by 9. I'm sober all these years now.
Your life is different, or the picture of your life is different now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got both things.
Yeah.
I got the record deals, I got the 2 albums, and thank God it didn't go anywhere.
Mm.
A lot of people can't even say they got a major label deal,
That's
but
incredible. Yeah.
I would have drank. And like
Mm.
spiritual life was this on this side, and the universe basically said, I'll give you what you want because you're going to manifest this. We'll show you,
Yeah.
but you already got what you asked for,
Huh.
right? So I got both.
Yeah. Yeah, you really
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. So I learned something that I teach people, which is letting go attachment to form. So
Mm.
what I had wanted was to touch people with my own transformation.
Yeah.
I could use my gift, and I saw myself on a microphone. So one of the things that I put on my vision
Yeah.
was that I would be in Massey Hall, which was like a very famous place where all the cool people and did, it was like the best place, like Carnegie Hall in New York, right?
Mm.
And I'd gotten signed with Hay House in 2005 because I stopped fighting. Okay. My
Yeah.
second album was out. I realized this is like not going to go anywhere, but these people seem to want me for this weird shit I do. So okay, we'll go there.
Yeah.
So and so we did a big I Can Do It thing with Louise Hay,
Mm.
and it happened to be at the new Massey Hall. And I was standing on the stage in front of 3,000 people with a microphone in my hand. I went, holy shit.
Oh my God, that was it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
sorry. Okay.
No,
Oh
you're
my God. I'm on the stage with a microphone in my hand in front of thousands of people. And they were listening to my CD.
wow.
And before I went on, they played my music, and I went, I've gotten everything I have asked for, but I'm serving with the real gift that I
Even
am.
more.
I
Yeah.
was blown away that I stood there. It's like, because it was aligned.
Mm.
It was really aligned with my own authentic path, with what I really wanted,
Yeah.
which was never to be famous. It
No.
was help
You're
people.
and you're doing that even like 1,000 times more than
Yeah.
I'm
But
not
my
that
ego wanted the other thing.
right. Yeah. And
Yeah.
actually, I mean, like they say about manifest, it was almost that was almost a smaller. This is so much bigger. So much
Hello.
bigger.
Are you kidding me? I
It's
was
just,
too old, too fat, too short, too tall, too this, too that. Oh my God. I was everything not. Like, no, I would have been chewed up and spit out in the
oh,
music industry would have killed me. It was
that's,
horrible. It was the worst experience of my life.
it's so, you're, so I have so much to say. You're I started the beginning of your book. I didn't get all the way through, but so I knew a little bit about your path. And it's funny because, I think somehow you always connect with people and you always meet the right people in your, I'm sitting here
Yeah.
saying this to you, like I need to
It's
say
true. You need reminders
you
too,
know
like,
it already. And when you were talking about singing, when I first started in high school into college, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a singer. And 20 years later, and I never, that goal kind of like got off path, but I did my life is now here. And I felt if I can understand where you were, because sometimes you don't go where you think you're going to go, but then you're speaking or doing something even more in a way than you ever thought you would. And I
right?
couldn't have
You
made
couldn't
that
make this
happen.
up. I
No,
know.
no, no. And then
No.
to talk to someone like you, he's sitting here listening. I'm like, wow, this is even more the universe just bringing someone else into your
Right.
life, showing you more of it. And, little pieces just keep coming together. And it's
It's
incredible.
And we all, one of the reasons I wrote the book, The Art of Manifesting, was because I had come to a point, because I also made a living as an artist in the late 80s. I painted on clothes, like on people's clothes.
Oh,
So I got sober, and I had to make some major changes in my life, but it was like peeling an onion skin.
right.
I was always artistic. And so for 2.5 years, I made a living making these weird, wild, kind of beyond Thunderdome jackets, shredded denim jackets. They're actually in style again. I'm going to make one.
Yeah.
I would like shred out the denim, and they had these big, giant shoulders with shredding and like
Yeah.
wings.
That would
And
be
like,
right now. It
yeah,
would be
right.
perfect.
Brocade. I'm totally going to do that. I'm actually
Yeah.
so. And I had this whole thing, and people would buy them for me, and then I would paint on them and paint these eyes and these weird frequency lines that I didn't know that I was doing then what I'm doing now. So I would say to them, let's draw your intention into the jacket.
Mm.
Right. And so we've always these drippings, like they would be dripping with this gold or silver paint.
Mm.
Anyway, so drawing and doodling, because I also have had a lot of problems with anxiety, doodling has always been something that has been very helpful for me too. So like just being able to go round and round with my hand really helps me to kind of get super grounded without get out of my head. So it's really interesting that because you're already manifesting, right? And people always ask, well, how do we do this? Because staying in your head isn't working. You can't think your way into manifesting.
Yeah.
Like you said, I couldn't have made that happen.
No, not at
Right?
all.
I couldn't have made that happen. And that's something that I noticed even when I did my vision board challenges every year through Hay House. I was like, what we don't talk about is the zone of synchronicity. So I did a whole new challenge last year. We had 60,000 people at it. And I did this whole thing where I drew it this time. I didn't do the typical drawing where you put the pictures on from the magazine and stuff or the Canva thing. We're going to draw it by hand. We're going to just do symbols. And we're going to do a big giant section with all these like empty bubbles and like really cool looking things and just say, that's a zone of synchronicity. And I'm going to say, surprise me. And then we have these lines that talk back and forth, these frequency lines, because we're always broadcasting to the universe and it's listening to us and giving us always what we rehearse over and over again. We're going to see more of it. Right. So anyway, so people loved it. And then I was like, we need something now because we've all lost our agency to a huge degree. When we get online, the algorithm shows us what it thinks we want to know.
Yeah.
Like my girlfriend is funny, and we're not talk politics, but I'm friends with everybody. I'm in the middle, and I'm Switzerland. Okay. So I believe some of this is good and some of that is good and I'm not
completely.
That's what I think. So I'm friends with lots of different people. So one of my friends who is a little bit more to one side gets a very distinct news feed that is so different than another friend of mine who is a little bit more to that side.
Wow.
And two of them see the world because of what they get. I said, how do you see the world that way? I'm fascinated.
Yeah.
Because did you ever see this? And they're like, we don't see that.
Right. So it's not even allowing other something else to
we're
have
siloed.
Yeah.
We're in these tiny echo chambers, siloed, and we don't even know that the other people that we're looking at going, you're bad, don't know.
They don't even know.
Know what we know. And if they knew what we knew, what if we could all know what everybody knows? And then we could make a decision.
Yes.
But that's not what happens.
Oh.
And plus the thing listens. So my favorite story is that I happen to love Skims underwear.
Yes.
I love Kim Kardashian. I love everything she does. I love her stuff. I buy all her stuff. And they fit me. Okay. So
they're great. Honestly, they are.
Okay.
Just like as a side note, they really is.
Like as a side note, let's just say Skims should pay us. Like we should. Exactly. So I love those. What is it? Everything fits, or like fits everybody.
Yes. And they're so soft.
Aren't they amazing?
So soft. No, it's so soft.
And they never show or anything.
Nothing.
No matter what. Yes. So I said that out loud to a friend, and the next thing I know, popping up on my screen was an ad for Skims.
It's like
whoa. I don't have anything on that. I'm like, I even asked my AI, because I work with I've been training an AI I said, do you listen to me? Like, are you lying? And I go, do you know how to lie? I ask it all kinds of things.
I like that.
Right? Because I'm like, how does this happen? And it says very clearly that when you have your camera on or your whatever on, if Siri can hear you, then that Siri thing is going to deliver you what it thinks you want.
Oh my God. It is the universe. But
the universe, let's say that it's a fake universe.
It's a fake one. Yes. Yes.
You are the only person that got that.
Yes.
So far, in all the people I've talked to,
no way.
You totally got it. You got it. Okay, so what if we could really take a look at how we're built? We do have an algorithm. We do have something. We've got a bouncer. And that bouncer is the reticular activating system of the brain. And its job is to sort what it thinks we want to see in the outer world. Okay. That's its job. It's a bouncer. You're a party, you're having a party in there. And if you want to have a scarcity party, it's going to deliver you only the scarcity people to the party.
Oh my goodness.
And make everybody else go away because you've rehearsed it often enough. You're often enough. It's going to give you more to look at. And because you cannot possibly tune in to the amount of information that you're being bombarded by, right? And the best book on, by the way, is The Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton. It's a phenomenal.
I have it. I love it.
You need to reread. Yeah.
I keep saying that I have to reread it or
because it tells us about this.
Yeah.
We are hardwired with our own little algorithm machine in there that if we want to click on something, but we have to rehearse it. It's different than a click. What we to do is to rehearse the feeling state that we want to experience. And why the way I teach manifesting actually works is because you're recruiting all the parts of your brain, because you motor response in there too with your arm.
Right.
Actually, dogs, it's time to be fed. Okay, wait, say hi to everybody. Daddy's come in to feed the dog.
Cute.
She was asleep on my lap and she was about to bark.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so when you got the feeling state and you rehearse it, it doesn't to ignore the suffering in the world at all. It doesn't mean to bypass any of this that's going on. I hate, and I'm starting to dislike that word, by the way. It's like avoid or not look. I mean, okay, we know what it is.
Right.
We say, okay, this is true, but this and that is true. Just like there's all kinds of truths. So how about us rehearsing how we want to feel? Attached to an outcome. Right? Like over and over again. And I was doing that way back when, but I didn't have anything to anchor it at the time that I really understood. So what we do in the art of manifesting is, and you've got the book, so you'll do it.
I did the circle in the, that's why I did. Yeah.
And didn't that make you feel like
yes. And it was so funny because I have to see where I did. I think I did it right in the book. And I doodle all the time. And
honestly, when I'm listening to something, like I'm listening to an audio or something, I concentrate better when I'm doodling because for some reason my
Yes,
brain can listen to the, like, it doesn't think of other
because
things.
you're recruiting a different part of your brain.
Yes.
When you doodle, you're saying this is important.
Right. Yes.
And that reticular activating system in your brain is going to go, we need to file this thing she's doodling on.
And when I did this, like in your book, it made me realize how much more like why I was doing that when before I never really thought about it. Like I never was like, I'd be listening and just make drawing. And now I'm like, when I did this, I said, oh, I get it.
Right?
So much sense.
And,
Yeah.
and if we do it with intention,
Right.
then we signal the universe that we want more synchronicities and we want more of those, oh wow, I couldn't have made that happen experiences.
Oh, I
Oh
see.
wow, I could never have made that happen. That's what this does. And when we allow the universe, and there are many different drawings in there, but when we allow the universe to pick the form, that's okay. We start with the form. We say, like, I think it's going to be this. Dear universe, like when I went and looked for an apartment, I insisted that it had to be in this one area of Toronto. We have a place an hour and a half outside of the city. There's no people, so we wanted to people. We needed some people. And I insisted on going back to a neighborhood we knew. And that wasn't happening. And the universe kept saying no. So I did a drawing and I went, well, okay, you pick it. So this is how I want to feel. Okay. So I want to feel this. I know I'm supposed to see the water. I know that. So I know it's definitely down there somewhere. And then we were led to a building that I didn't want to go to. So I'm like, I don't want to go there. And like, why not? It's under construction. Why would I want to go there? I hate that. That's going to be noisy. No, I don't go. Then we went and we got the perfect place there. And it was like the universe went, we're going to shut all the other doors. This is the only place available.
Right.
Go look. And it was like, holy crap, I would have never come here. I couldn't make this up. And the code to get in to the unit was our address here.
No way.
There are 4 numbers, yes. And then my husband said, okay, let's look at the one down the hall, which was 1111. And that was the one we picked. We could have had either one of them. So it was like the universe said, you pick, you can have them both.
Right. The synchronicities are insane.
The synchronicity. If you look at every single thing that you've really experienced in your life, those big moments, did you make those happen? No. The universe made them come together. Any meaningful coincidence, which is word for synchronicity in your life that happened, did you make that happen? No. But you set it out. You told the universe you wanted it.
Yeah. Oh, God,
right?
Yes. It's everything, so many things are connecting.
Right?
I know this show is for everyone, but I'm sitting here like, I can't even talk because
but everybody listening is probably experiencing what you're experiencing.
Same thing. I will be so curious to see as people comment after this because I think we are all connected. Whoever ends up watching is meant to watch it anyway.
And anybody can do this. Like, it's not just for some people. It's not if you get the secret sauce.
Right.
It's really about knowing that you have to discipline your feelings and doing these doodling things can actually help your nervous system get back online. Even if you just start with that, because you can't manifest from fear.
No,
you're going to be looking for the, you know what I mean? For like the potential threats.
Yeah. And all the scary stuff.
Like, yeah, because that's what we do. We're taught right now. Most of us, wearing a kimono and it keeps getting caught.
And it's so pretty. I love like all the colors. I like.
Thank you. I did an event today. It's my favorite. I wear a lot of, since you are glam, you're all about glam. I am a fashionista-ish.
I could tell. I knew immediately just by the colors and everything that you're wearing. It's like gorgeous.
I'm telling you, I'm now so in love the fact that the 90s, the early 80s and 90s.
So much right now. Yeah.
Because I used to wear all this stuff.
It's so good. It is like it's completely back.
Right? I need to do a whole lot of ab exercises now because I'm getting back in the low rise pants. I love them.
I know. I'm like, I can't even believe that they came back. I mean, I can because of the way fashion circles, but it's a while to see it all come
too low.
No, I mean, they used to be like,
not
So
butt
low.
crack,
They're not like that.
but low,
Low.
low on the hips. Yeah,
Low enough.
low
In your-
enough, but it's not gross, right?
Right, yeah. So your book, I mean, this is one of mine that I did.
Wow,
And
right?
but and for anyone like listening, what we're talking about, you walk through, I mean, your book
Yeah.
basically takes someone through what you're saying with the
Yes,
drawing
exactly.
and with manifesting and the different steps that you have to go through. I
And the
mean,
science behind it.
right,
Like
yeah.
we did a lot of research on why it works and because it's not just woo-woo. I think
Mm-mm.
that's, we had to really take a look at the legit science around brain plasticity. And now there's this whole movement called on the neuro arts. There's something called the neuro arts blueprint, which is an organization, a multidisciplinary organization that have gotten together to study the impact of the arts on brain plasticity. So that's drawing, doodling,
Right.
art, music, sound, dance, movement, all that kind of stuff. And why art is so important to our culture, or like any culture. Like you take away art, you take away the heart and soul of the people, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but this is also for people who are not artists. Like not everybody see themselves as an artist. I want everybody to be 5 years old again and doodle your circle to make it look like a potato. Right? It doesn't even have to be a good circle.
Right. Well, it's fun. We're so confined by like what we're even. I'll have to say, and I try not to. I try not to let that happen. But even just that drawing for me to do it, I was like, "Am I doing this the right way? Is this?" And I said, "Why am I asking those questions? There's no right way. It's whatever comes
No, that's
out
right.
of, you know."
And the feminine is about flow, right? So we've had a very masculine approach to life. Again, I'm not talking about gender for those of you out there that all, whatever with the language. It's not about that. It's that a feminine approach is it's a cyclical, it's cycles, it's flow. There's no rules. It's round, right? It's round. That's why we have a lot of circles. Circles represent unity. They represent things that are safe. They represent the circle, like without hierarchy. It just triggers our mind to say that we are in the circle of life. So the kind of shapes, we did the research on the shapes and how they impact us and where they came from in the earliest cultures too, because before we had spoken language, we had pictures.
Right. Yeah.
Pictograms and stuff. When people didn't know how to speak together, they drew a picture, little stick people or whatever, right? So this is a universal language that anyone can speak. And I always love it when people come into a workshop and say they're not artistic. And I'm like, good, how you do? And then I did one this weekend at the Dream Quest immersion in Santa Fe, New Mexico. We had this amazing woman come who's really resistant, did not want to do a drawing. I wouldn't have come if I knew I'd have to draw, right?
Oh, wow.
So she turned out to be an extraordinary artist.
Amazing.
Like it was beautiful what she did. And I said, how can you look at that and not see what you did? She goes, I'm amazed. Oh my God.
Yeah. Because it just came through. Yeah.
Within each one of us is an understanding of what beauty is to us. It's not perfect. Beauty is not perfect. Life is not perfect. The path to where we need to go is winding. It's not linear. It's not straight. Right? It's not a straight line. It's not about setting a goal. It's setting an intention to experience. It's a very different way of approaching this. I will experience the feeling state. Now, you know what I mean? And like, for example, I thought the feeling state I was going to have was relative to an old neighborhood that I knew that I walked in. But I know that this new neighborhood had like restaurants you could bring your dogs. I was like, and everybody had dogs, and we have our little dogs in a pram, and we can take them to these restaurants.
Oh, cute! Yeah, even better than what you could have wanted. Yeah,
I couldn't have made it happen.
No, if you tried to make it right.
No, I couldn't have said. Plus, I want to bring my dogs into a restaurant because it's not legal,
right? Like, and you would have felt like you're making something up, but there it was right in front of you. Yeah.
Which would have been like a way. And then, it would be really nice if there was a food emporium and then a sign goes up, coming soon, giant food store. I'm like, okay, universe.
You're like, all right.
You are very funny. And then I wanted it to mean something too. Like it would be so meaningful. Sure enough, because my feng shui person said, like, know where the land is and take a look at the workers in the building and what they're like. They're all happy.
Oh, so the
Working here.
energy all around is that good, uplifted, happy energy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very, and it's like, and the other thing that I love about Toronto is our diversity. Because we are a very diverse city, much like New York, right? So, but we have like, it's like the United Nations where we are in we're living. It's like, it's amazing. You'll hear people speaking Swahili and then other people speak Chinese and then Japanese, and you've got a group of people like it's
All
and
different.
everybody, and then they all say hi in English. Like it's because they do speak through because they get little pods, right?
Right.
Say hi to them, and we all have dogs, and then we end up talking English. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's the most amazing feeling to step into a place, and I couldn't have made that happen, but it was a secret wish of mine that it would be a meaningful experience to be with everybody instead of being in the middle of nowhere on a farm, right? You know,
and you're around it all the time now. Like you get to just be and live in that experience.
Yeah, and you talk to people and learn about them. It's like really cool. So very friendly. So I totally manifested that by this drawing, and I'll show you I'll show everybody the drawing because it was a simple thing. And again, it's just based on circles and wavy lines.
Do you do this? Do you will you draw just like all the time? Or are you just constantly?
Yeah, I do this all the time now. Yeah. So this
oh
is
my
how
goodness.
so you'd start with a little dot.
This is incredible.
It's all in your book. This is one of the things in your book.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I can't wait to get through it because I saw some of your
So it's
work
one of the things, but I put what I wanted. I knew it was a home, and I always put happy faces in mine, and I put like big spirals because that's a thing you. And you just do like stars and again more happy faces.
Feelings that feel good.
Yeah, just the feelings that feels good. And here it was so funny because I put the sun on this side, and it was and exactly where.
No, tell me that's where the sun.
That's where the sun comes up. And I looked out the window and went, come on.
Like something like that.
Come on.
It's not.
And even how I did this part, when it goes down, there's this weird spot. Yeah, it's like, I can't even tell you how strange it is. Because I didn't know where I was going.
No.
I just drew and drew and drew. And I wanted to be able to go for walks, right? At the actual boardwalk, there is a boardwalk that I didn't know actually goes in the exact way. Yeah. When I got there.
You just sat down and just.
I did it without knowing what I was doing.
Wow.
It was just a happy faces in a little house.
Yeah.
With my dogs happy.
Yeah.
And more happy faces and sons. And then love my neighbors, nice neighbors. I am happy here, easily to afford. It's a perfect place. Yeah. And then take it away from me if it's not meant to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's funny because I've been saying recently, I've been thinking of like energy a lot. And I felt like for a little while I was around like a lot of negative, like people that were more negative than positive, like a lot of speaking.
That's hard.
And I don't even think they felt they were negative, but it was like I noticed it kept coming up. And I was meditating, I'm trying to figure out different ways, what I need to do. And I knew that I'd work on myself I said, well, there must be some negativity that's either coming out or something that I'm not recognizing. So rather than trying to even figure it out because I couldn't, it was on repeat saying, just remove any negative energy that may be around or near me. Just clear any of that. And that's all I've been saying.
Remove it.
Remove it and not trying to figure out how to, where it's coming from, none of it. And I just the other day said, no, to recognize that, wow, it's not
there.
and it's subtly it's not like it's this.
It's subtle.
It's so subtle. It's not like all of a sudden something happens or something changes. It's this like very calm, subtle, maybe someone that usually was around a lot is more busy with something. Or like maybe, this other thing that's going on, it kind of isn't happening. It just, it's very subtle, but I noticed it and I said, huh, that's funny. And then it helped me, I think, put me in a direction with like newer things with work, and more
Yes.
opportunities started
Yeah.
popping up.
Because now you have more energy and more space.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Remove what is not for me.
yeah.
Even if I want it, I say take it away from me. Even if I think I want it, I'm very specific now because I learned my lesson over
Yeah.
the years when
Yeah.
the universe kept slamming the door in my face. Like, are you getting the hint here, kid? I'm like, PS, okay, I got what you're saying, but I really want that other thing.
Yeah.
And then finally, when I didn't want it anymore, there it
You-
was. And,
era.
oh, I'll take it. And
So
then it
now
was
you
like,
know a little easier.
even though it was still an amazing experience, that's still, but you're right, it's like exactly what you're saying, and busy people can do this. It's a simple thing, but you have to start with the belief that the universe is listening.
Yeah.
Right,
Definitely.
just like the algorithm is to tell you about skims.
I love that. I think that's my favorite thing I've heard, because that just it all makes sense. It makes
the
so much
giant
sense.
Siri in the sky, right? And also our own brain.
Yeah, we're connected. I mean,
about the shitty stuff, and like only show me this, but it's not about what I want, because if we are going to be compassionate, there is enough. I give my attention to what I can't control enough in that I honor and respect the fact these things are happening, and give that attention. But I don't give it all my attention, and I won't get sucked up into a vortex. And because I know I am powerless to change anything.
Right.
I think that's why Mel Robbins' book was so popular. The
Yes,
Let Them theory.
Because
it was like, let them. You can't control other people or what they do.
Right. And that made everyone feel comfortable, because now they didn't have that obligation to feel like they needed to take anything in. Now it's just let them, which is like very freeing. It's a freeing phrase. And even if you don't know how you're letting them, it's
you just
allowing you.
But it is about the art of allowing, and that's what this drawing is. It's the doodle. It's doodle your destiny.
Yeah.
It's allow yourself to really genuinely claim those that you've had, and the ones that you may not even know you're supposed to have.
Yeah.
But we're here as creative beings. We are here to co-create reality with a power greater than ourselves, whatever you call it. If you maybe Jesus is your manifesting partner. I always say that Jesus is my manifesting partner. Or whatever. The conscious universe or the quantum field, whatever your language is, it doesn't really matter. But you have to believe that there is something that lines the synchronicities up, that you can't make that happen, that happen to directly relate to something that you put in motion X amount of time ago, right? There's something there. There's enough studies now. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and it's making me think about your cards, your tarot cards, because that probably also helps in guiding or directing the oracle cards. Yeah.
So that's a very good segue too. So the oracle cards are created as a navigational system. Oracle cards, the way I've created them, even though I made a living as a predictive reader in the first 10 years of my work as an intuitive, I've done it for 36 years now. I moved more into what if you could change it? Because I don't believe in absolute determinism. So what could help us track ourselves on the way to manifest thing that we say we want?
Yes.
It's basically, I have to become the person that has that experience. I can't just have it here. I have to be the person that has the experience. So the oracle cards help us stay in alignment with becoming the person that has the experience that we say we want.
Oh, wow.
Because there's a gap between who we are now and who has that experience. Like, what if we're ready for it? What path do we need to go on in order to have that experience in a way that's in alignment with the highest good of all? Right? That doesn't cause harm to anyone. That is, and now on the other hand, whatever you like, there's what defines morality and harm is just basic, right? So it's just basic. Right? Do unto others, right? As you would have them do unto you, kind of thing. Exactly. The golden rule, right? Like the things are so simple that we're drilled into since we're little kids, right? And allow people to be who they are, the live and let live, right? That is so profound. And this is another step that enables us to do that because we put our feelings onto the paper.
Is there a way that you got or would tell someone, they pick up the deck and how to get, if someone really doesn't know or never used them before, how to get into that space?
Yes. So first of all, I have a guidebook that's pretty extensive in every single one of my 19 Oracle card decks, right? So, and I spent a lot of time writing that book. But the easiest way to do it is to just say, what do I need to know about my life today? Use it as a reflection, like a mirror, because that's what they serve. They're mirrors. And anybody can use them, but it's the quality of the question that you ask that's important.
Got it.
Not about what's going to happen. Like most people come saying, what's going on, what's going to happen, and am I going to get what I want? Those are the three things that motivate people to pick up Oracle cards.
Right. Yes.
Let's be honest, right? That's what we got.
I think, and probably that's how it started with talking to you too, is that someone just said, what's going on in my life?
And then the question I ask them is like, what if there was something better? Do you want to, could we see if that's possible? Where would we go if we changed the point of vantage you're standing at? Because the universe is filled with opportunities, and and I do find that if people don't change anything, they're very easy to predict. Very, very easy to predict because it's something different. It's like, oh, okay, I'm just going to do that. I see. If this is correct, that's correct, then I can see what that's going. And even when the thing comes that throws you off track, you're still going to go back to do the same thing because you didn't change anything.
Right.
So, but we are amazing. We are plastic. We can be changed. We are like pieces of goofy clay. We can make ourselves into anything we want. Anything that we can dream. We can be that.
Yeah. Just by molding it. And I feel like this deck or these decks help to do that.
Yeah, all the decks are made for that purpose, to keep us on track with our manifestations, really. And it's about personal transformation because we are always evolving, and it helps us stay true to ourselves. Oracle cards always tell us the truth, at least mine do, because they're all based on ancient divination systems. So I'm like, why break what's not broken? I'm going to synthesize some of the things I found out. What were the intersections between all of the most known ancient oracles? And I'm like, okay, so how do I modernize that and put it into a lexicon? So like a starter for sourdough.
Right.
All my decks
good example.
are made from that same starter of 30 themes. Only they get bigger. There's 64 sometimes. There's, they have different skins, right? So in other words, we speak the same language of universality of the human experience through different lenses of different decks. But ultimately, my Oracle cards are all built for that purpose of navigating life on life's terms, and also getting the courage to make choices for yourself and stay in alignment with those choices to get where you want to go.
That is
like that's what they help you do.
Yeah.
Less than predicting the outcome, because that takes away everybody's agency.
And I think that's what everyone at first believes, like, oh, I'm going to predict this. It's a prediction, but really it's already within you.
In between.
Yeah, no.
It's like, what do you do in between? I was told early on by a very, very accurate psychic that I would amount to nothing, and that I would not have a faithful husband.
Oh my
that I
goodness.
would not get married. Oh yeah. That I would be, and I would like all this stuff. But I was at the time 22 or 23 years old. I was drinking and drugging. And had I continued on the route that I was doing, all of that would have been true. And I was going to die young too. How do you keep somebody telling you that?
No,
I
know.
F you, I'm changing.
Yeah.
But it took me 4 more years to hit bottom before I got clean and sober.
I get to that.
And then I changed my whole life. Like literally, I turned my will and my life over to a higher power. I choose to call that higher power God. You choose whatever you want, the universe. I change it anytime I feel like it. But the bottom line is I didn't make this world. Somebody made it, not me. Okay, hello. You might have made and apparently you don't make junk, so maybe I'm not junk. So maybe if you tell me what you want me to, how you want me to live, I'll do it, since I got a chance at life. And this is what I hated.
Oh wow.
This is what it means. And it doesn't mean you're not going to suffer.
No, right. Not at all. I think that's what
meaning from suffering.
I think a lot of myself and many people I know, that's how they did change a lot of their life, is because of having to go through something you would never wish to go through, ever.
Yeah.
But
Right.
if you let it, or if you are open, that could be the path to the next greater thing in your life. So, I mean,
I think everybody who watches your show, I think, is going through a bit of a transition right now.
I think
Everybody.
Yeah.
No, it's like maybe you're a woman who goes to work and you have 4 kids.
Yes.
Maybe you're like juggling 2 careers. Maybe you're asking yourself, well, if this is all happening out there, what does my life mean? But it means you matter. Like every single person watching this, you matter. Your dreams matter. If you are getting your dreams and if you are in alignment with your highest purpose, it helps all of us. If you succeed, we succeed.
Yes. The whole,
right?
The whole
That's the way it
consciousness.
is. There's a level, right?
You said it perfectly. And you gave me chills as you were saying that, because that's like, honestly, I didn't know when I started this where I wanted to go. I just felt like I needed to talk to people, and I needed to, I was always connected through work, through my business and everything, with different people. And I had these opportunities, and I kept saying, like, more people need to experience this and hear it and meet new people. And I needed a way to get it out there. And I just felt that, and I went with it. And I have to say, it's been, I mean, meeting someone like you, I couldn't have in the whole world said this is how it would happen. And I couldn't have asked for a better way and a better connection and a better opportunity to not only I enjoy it so much, but then to be able to pass it along to so many people, and it lives here. And, you know, who knows, 5 years from now, someone's sitting here watching this and it gives them a whole nother experience. So
So can I adopt you? Well, you can tell your mom you can have a new auntie.
Yeah,
you're giving
me chills. I do not.
I would have wanted.
I know. Oh my God, I could have a whole conversation with you about that.
I know. We'll talk again. You have my number.
Yes, definitely. I mean, my last question that I have, just because the name of the show is Live the Glamour. And I ask this everyone, how would you say every day in your life do you live the glamour? And it could be any, spiritual, physical.
How do I live that? Well, first of all, what is the glamour? So the glamour, let's say that first. So for me, the glamour is creativity, right? That's the glamour, is to not take myself too seriously, but to take helping other people seriously, but to really get out there and don't waste a minute of my life. Waste it, right? Really get out there. Do no harm, make amends if you have, you know what I'm saying? Like, really keep it clean.
Yeah.
And love life, love it to the fullest, because you don't know. Every day is a gift. It really is.
That is that is so beautiful. And just that's it. That's really it. That's really all. Thank you so much for this conversation. Everything. Actually, where can everybody find your book?
Yes.
Find you. That's important. Okay. It's going to be in the description, but also let everyone know where they can find.
Okay. First of all, here is my beautiful book called The Art of Manifesting. It was #1 in New Releasing Creativity today. So on Amazon, hayhouse.com, Instagram, Colette Baron-Reid. You can look at me. I think it's Colette Baron_Reid. ColetteBaron-Reid.com. Come and check it out. You can get free readings on my website.
Oh, wow.
You can get, like you play with the cards, see how you feel about them. We have all kinds of cool stuff. I have a very, very inexpensive membership for $22 a month. Anyway, but really just come, but really doodle.
Yes.
Doodle.
If it's inspired anyone today, just sit down while you're listening to this. Doodle.
Just doodle.
Yeah.
Doodle your destiny. It counts. You matter. Don't forget.
Thank you so much, Colette. This was amazing. I appreciate everything. Bye. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. That was so fun. So I have another podcast in like 10 minutes. So I have to go.
Yeah.
But how great was this? And totally stay in touch with me.
I want to.
You can.
Oh my goodness. So I can't even, there's so many things.
And you're such a great interviewer too. Like I know, I mean, you got a successful podcast because you have such great energy.
Thank you
And
so much.
really interested in what people are saying.
No.
And you're very relatable. So when you said, I know you're there for everybody, but I really want to say it's about me. But it's about them. They feel the same way, I bet.
I hope so. I really do.
Yeah, it's great. I
Thank
love
you
it.
so much. I appreciate it.
Post for you.
Oh, what was, sorry.
Let us know.
Oh
so
yeah,
that we
I will. Yeah,
post.
I'll let you know the link, everything, and you'll be good to go.
Okay.
Thank you so much, and good luck on
Okay.
the next one. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you so much, honey.